Broadcasting more than 2,000 games live and archived in 15 sports in over 10 counties in western Pennsylvania, as well as being the exclusive home for all the WPIHL playoffs and championships for nearly 2 decades. Anytime, anywhere, always there. We are the new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Welcome to PIHL Hockey 2017, here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. High school hockey at tribhssn.triblive.com is sponsored by UPMC Sports Medicine, by Carlow University, by Dollar Bank, by AstroTurf, by Chick-fil-A Robinson, by WQED, and by Trib Total Media. Now let's head ringside for all the high school hockey action only here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Well, very pleasant good evening. We welcome you to Kirk Nevin Arena in Greensburg, Pennsylvania for continuing coverage of the 2017-18 PIHL hockey season right here on the new Trib Live High School Sports Network. Along with Rennie, Detore, I'm Josh Rowntree as we have a doubleheader on tap for you here tonight. Up first, it'll be a matchup between Greensburg-Salem. The Golden Lions come in 1-9 overall in the year, and Chartiers Valley 2-7 is the mark for the Colts this season in the Class A fields in the PIHL. Rennie, you look at both of these teams, slow starts obviously for the two of them. One team with just 2 points, the other with 4. That said, you're going to start to turn around the season. Here we are, just about the midway point. Now's probably the time to do it, and who knows, this could be a good opportunity for both teams to get things rolling here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, you have two similar teams in similar situations, to your point, as far as win totals go, but you look at, statistically, of course, can't be happy with where they are right now in the season, but Greensburg-Salem, again, just in talking to their head coach, John McNair, he's really proud of this squad. I mean, there's some difficulties with, having, again, as an example, only 13 players on the team. So they're stretched a little thin in that regard, but, he tries to keep it light. He thinks, the opponent tonight, Chartiers Valley's in the same boat. Just a learning experience, a learning season. So again, someone's going to come out here with a victory, and a much-needed one as this season hits halfway point.
Yeah, no question. And, this Greensburg-Salem team lost their leading scorer, Ryan Collette, from a year ago. Lost their backup goaltender, but they really returned 5 of their top 6 scorers after that. Brendan Linderman scored 21 points last year. Garrison Andalina had 14. And you look so far this year, James Gillis has had a nice year for them, 6 goals, 6 assists. And he's really the leader for this team. Wears number 87. And you expect the guy that wears number 87 to probably be one of your leaders. And he certainly has been that in the early going.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk to McNair, the head coach for Greensburg-Salem, the Golden Lions, he said Gillis is one of the guys he actually has stepped up nicely as being a team leader. He really allows that squad to kind of, he has 6 seniors on the team of the 13, so it is a senior-laden group. So Gillis is one of the guys that steps up and really tries to inspire this team to try to get better from one game to the next. So again, he's one of the leaders on that team.
On the other side, you have this Chartiers Valley Colts team. Paul Benetti is their head coach. 4 points on the year. They have wins over Greensburg Central Catholic, as well as a win over South Fayette. They're coming off a 5-3 loss to Deer Lakes. And, Chartiers Valley has had, really a history of pretty decent success, even as far back as last year, 11-5-2. A year ago, they lost one of the more heartbreaking games you will ever see in the PIHL in the playoffs last year, winning 5-1 after 2 periods to Westmont Hilltop, and they blew the lead, lost in overtime to Westmont Hilltop. And now they come into this year, their top guy, Michael Sedlak, off to a nice year, leads them in not only goals but points and assists as well. And Sedlak's really kind of done it all for them so far here in the early going of this season.
Yeah, I mean, he's certainly been a pleasant surprise to a season that's really kind of a down year. one of the things when you look at both these teams, Josh, they've lost some close games. So there hasn't been really, blowouts per se by each team each time they come out and play. So, again, when you lose those close games, it's a learning opportunity. I think both teams understand that moving forward.
Yeah, no question about it. Both teams heading out onto the ice. We're just about set to get started. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get you the puck drop here from Kirk Nevin Arena between Chartiers Valley and Greensburg-Salem up next right here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveSYou.
Carlo University is a proud sponsor of the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
AstroTurf, a pioneer in sports surfacing, proudly supports high school athletics. Visit one of their 280 fields in the tri-state area to see their cutting-edge technology. AstroTurf's focus on R&D enables them to provide innovative surfaces that protect athletes and stand the test of time. AstroTurf now propels performance with iconic turf fields and legendary Recor-Tan tracks. They manufacture, build, and maintain a full range of turf and track systems for total quality control. Learn more at astroturf.com.
Check out the new Trib Live High School Sports Network on social media this season for breaking news, scores, pictures, videos, links to our articles, and more. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram under the handle Trib Live HSSN. Get in the conversation on Facebook at facebook.com/Trib Live HSSN. And on our YouTube channel, you can find thousands of interviews with local student athletes and coaches, plus highlights and full games. The spot for Western Pennsylvania high school sports on social media this season is the new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Back here at Kirk Nevin Arena in Greensburg, along with Rennie Detore, I'm Josh Rowntree. Greensburg-Salem 1-9 on the year. Chartiers Valley 2-7 on the year, getting set to square off. As for Greensburg-Salem, their goaltender tonight will be Luke Parise, and Rennie so far this year, obviously one of the big struggles for Greensburg-Salem has been the goals against number. It's been high, and they're going to look for a better effort from Parise tonight.
Yeah, I mean, Parise's numbers, the goals against average is 7.6. Certainly not the number you want from your keeper. But, again, in talking to John McNair, he's happy with Parise's play. He thinks the defense in front of him could be a lot better. I mean, he had mentioned Parise averages about 40 or 50 shots he faces every time they go out. So, again, it could be a little bit better in front of him. But he really thinks that Parise does a nice job in terms of, the volume of the shots he faces game in and game out.
And down to our right is Joshua Griffith, the starting netminder, as we're underway here in Greensburg. Greensburg-Salem with the puck off the start. That is McNair. Cole McNair into the corner. Goes behind his own net and now tries to funnel it out. Bringing it up the near side is Andalina. Garrison Andalina tries to make a move, but lost control of it. Now chasing on after it is Tristan Moyer. Then puck left off. Quick shot on. Good save there by Griffith. Scramble for it. Behind the cage it goes. And coming down with it is Cole McNair. McNair gave it off. Sweeping shot by Moyer. That was saved. A couple of early shots on goal here for the Golden Lions. Still behind the net and over to McNair again. He's had the puck a lot here early on. Now it's stolen away by Trevor Stevenson. Little move there, and it's led up ahead by Stevenson. All the way back down, and touching the puck is Parise here. They've been icing, but Parise touched the puck. Battle for it in the corner. It's chipped out right in front of the goal mouth, and taken back the other way. Coming with it is Tristan Moyer. He lost control. Back on it is McNair. You're going to see these guys, as Rennie mentioned, not a deep roster. They're going to play a lot of minutes into the right circle. That puck lost. And coming back with it The other way is Char Valley. That's Cantnier. Cantnier trying to go around a man. Taking off his stick. Excuse me, that's Cameron Stevenson. Mistake. Here comes Greensburg-Salem back with it. Little move through the left circle and getting tripped up, taken down was Zolak. Zachary Zolak lost it. Now comes back out to Linderman at the right point. Low shot, hit a skate on the way through. Linderman had to glove it down. It's stolen away by one of the men on the fence, and Adam Weiss. Schroer gonna just play one up ahead.
Yeah, good start for the Golden Lions. Had a little bit of a flurry early on. Both teams have one shot on goal, though, thus far.
Chipped up the near side. Coming back after it and getting to it is Daniel Phillips. Phillips, no points on the year. The leader in penalty minutes, though. Now taking it behind the net is Luke Vaughn. Vaughn had control of it, gives it out to Phillips at the left point. And it's going to be stolen away as trying to look up ahead was Zolak. Looks like he may have got slashed, wasn't happy about it. Slams his stick as he goes to the bench. Up through the neutral zone to Sedlak. Sedlak, their leading scorer, just dumps it in. This puck played to the near side of the rink, and on after it is Hunter Addison. And it's stolen away. With it in front, turning shot put on by Singleton. Jack Singleton, a couple of looks there, and now here come the Golden Lions back with it. 2-on-2, they bring it into the zone. It's Andalina. Andalina, high shot, may have hit the neck protector, it looks like, of the goaltender in Griffith. He is able to hold on and make the save. 13:51 left here in the first period. No score between Greensburg-Salem and Char Valley. Yeah, good initial save there by Griffith. You feel like even though the shots are 2-2, Josh, that the Golden Lions have at least spent more time in Chartiers' end. Face off to the left circle, one back, McNair. Jackson McNair, a little dump in on the backhand. Now Char Valley takes it behind their own cage, struggling to get the puck out of their own zone, though. Swinging up ahead to Stevenson. Cameron Stevenson, 4 goals on the year. There are 3 Stevensons on this team, Cameron, Caleb, and Trevor. They're all numerically in order on the roster. Here's a shot from the right side. That one skips just wide. Be dumped back out to the center of the rink. Up ahead it comes to Andalina. Andalina. A little deep move, then a shot on, and a good save by Griffith. As the shots now are 3-2 in favor of the Golden Lions. Yeah, you really have to feel, though, that Griffith has had better shots put on him than his goalmate on the other end, Paris. Gillis tried to win it forward. It came free, and nearly getting a backhander off, and then getting one off anyways. This one from behind the goal line. That is Zachary Zolak. As he was able to play one towards the cage. Almost going to find its way in there. Yeah, he had a nice drag move with the puck across the net. Almost snuck one by. Good presence of mind, though, by Griffith there to turn it away. In the circle, puck taken by Trevor Stevenson. Good speed here, brings it into the right circle. Put one on the net, not much on it though. It's sticked aside by Paris. Now a turning play back on. That never got through to Paris. Now a turning shot. Centering attempt. Sedlak was right in front there, but could not get enough on it. Goes past Gillis, right side. Low shot, save made on the blast by Trevor Stevenson. Yeah, good stop there by Paris. Again, we had mentioned he usually faces between 40 and 50 shots per game. You see the Colts kind of mounting a little bit more offense here as we move along this first period. That first period clock stopped at 12:40, still no score. Turning play, oh, good save, rebound attempt side of the net. Where's the puck? On top of it is the goaltender in Paris. I'm not sure how he kept that out. Yeah, he kind of just like almost just laid down and just covered it up with his entire body, but hey, whatever works. Sort of just that backwards flop. Behind the net, they fight for it. Mazzarani in there. Mazzarini, excuse me. Now a turning play on the backhand. That one, I think it found its way through and able to clear it out was Trent Steed. Yeah, that one actually hit Steed, I believe, and able to keep it from getting to the net. Now with it is Linderman up ahead, and with it is Andalina. Andalina in the right circle, low shot, hit a leg on the way through. Got some force on it.
That was Dan Phillips that closed up his ankles and blocked that shot.
So he may have felt the sting of that one for a moment, but he got right back on the puck and gets it up ahead to Sedlak. Sedlak did not quite get to it. It's stolen away by Sedlak. Centering attempt, scramble, it's still free, and finally poked to the far side of the ring. They try to get it back out to the point. It's going to go all the way back down. Hustling after it is Nathan Kramer.
Yeah, Mazzarini actually thought he had a goal on that. Josh put his hands up in the air, but nothing doing.
Touch pass ahead, doesn't connect with Matthew Storer. Now Stevenson brings it in, lost control of it. And then Stevenson couldn't come up with it. Zolek back with it the other way, but he coughs it up. Storer is going to softly play it up the far side boards. Addison turning around with it. Got it right back. Just getting some pressure coming over the blue line, but gets it to Gillis. Gillis, a little bit of space, shot on, hit a stick, flutters high. Now turning play back towards the net was intercepted.
Looked like Griffith may have actually lost that just for a second, Josh, on that fluttered shot you mentioned.
There's Storer, high shot. Off the shoulder. Turnaround play by Stevenson. It's in the corner. Addison going after it. Still no score. 10.5 to play here in this first period. All sorts of clogging in the middle of the ice there as Hunter Addison tried to bring it ahead. Finally, it's dumped back into Char Valley territory. Here's McNair. McNair with some space. High shot for Jackson. McNair just goes high of the cage. Now a turning play back on. Trickles behind Griffith and goes just wide.
Yeah, that was Gillis. Almost had a little redirect there. Nothing doing, though.
Here is Gillis. Lost control of it. Good intercept by Trevor Stevenson. And it's brought up ahead to Caleb Stevenson. Tried to go around a man, but forgot the puck. Taken away. Nicely done there by Jackson McNair.
Yeah, McNair held his position nicely there, Josh. Able to get that puck out of there.
Trying to dance through traffic is Garrison Andalina. Back behind the cage, in after it is Cole McNair. We had multiple Stevensons on the ice, multiple McNairs on the ice, one behind the bench too. Family affair. Both teams.
Oh my. Parise thought he had that puck covered up and it squirted right out from his glove hand. Boy, what a huge mental mistake that was by Parise. Luckily, the Colts were nowhere around him at the time. Would have been an easy put in.
Yeah, it looked like a routine cover up there, and then all of a sudden the puck was free. McNair going to dump it off to Andalina. Two men collide for Char Valley. Turning shot comes to the corner. That's Cole McNair in after it. Backhands one towards the front of the net. Now Jackson McNair not able to handle it as well. Cole McNair. There down the left wing, spin move, tried to get a turning pass off, but nothing there. Look out. Greensburg-Salem caught a bit in a line change here. They try to get it behind Steed. Sedlak gets to it in the corner. Over there with them is Mazzarini. Dumped back to the left point. Skating hard after it is Cullen Carney. Lost control of it behind the net, though. It's brought back towards the front of the cage, and there to get to it was Stouffer. Josiah Stouffer. 4 points on the year. We'll just safely play it ahead. And after it is Ent. Under 8 to play here in a scoreless first period. Cam Stevenson. Again, a lot of dump and chase so far, Rennie, between both of these teams.
Yeah, the Golden Lions had a nice initial flurry down on the Colts end, but really, you're right. It's been a lot of just toss it in and see what happens. This Golden Lions defense really has not played well all year, which has led to Parise having such a high goals against average, but they're not doing badly tonight. Not a whole lot of opportunities for this Chartiers Valley team.
And both of these teams have had their struggles on defense. Char Valley giving up over 5.5 goals a game, and Greensburg-Salem giving up over 7.5 goals per. Nice little move here behind the net. Speed for Trevor Stevenson. Battle for it in the corner. It's turned over and a turning shot back on goes wide. Sweeney in after it, but it's stolen by Trevor Stevenson. Over after it is Fodor. Jackson Fodor. Now Greensburg-Salem back the other way. Good low shot on. Griffith made the save. Gillis back to it. Gillis tried to sweep one across. But taking it is Caleb Stevenson.
Boy, and Caleb Stevenson, Josh, has been all over the ice for the Colts.
Good chance that if you're calling a Char Valley player, it's a Stevenson right now.
Yeah, it's pretty much a good educated guess.
Between the three of them, they have touched the puck probably 60% of the time. It's a nice move here down the lane, and good shot on, but just wide for Zolek.
Yeah, Griffith did a nice job too in net, cutting that angle down.
Right down Broadway around the defense. Now play back towards the cage from the far side. That was Gillis that put it on. Under 5:40 left. No score. A low shot. That one hit his skate on the way through and came almost back out into the neutral zone. Linderman a bit shaken up. Flexing the right leg after that. All the way back down Kramer to it. Fanning on the shot. Clear out attempt at Char Valley.
Yeah, on the other end too, Linderman also fanned on trying to clear it out of his own end.
Golden Lions struggling to get the puck out of their own zone. Here's Sedlak going after it.
Yeah, and that's been the MO for this Greensburg-Salem team. Goalie plays well, and then defensively they just can't keep up. They can't get the puck out of their own end.
With it is Hunter Addison. Had some pressure. In after him is Luke Thompson. Thompson, some good speed here. Turning shot just missed. Almost had its first goal of the year. Tie up, and Addison stepping through with it. Thompson, he's going to go to the bench. Hip on hip, and now whistle blows offside.
Yeah, kind of more of like a feeling out process, Josh, between these two teams. Some decent chances here and there, but really nothing in the way of, I would say, good scoring opportunities. Shots 5-4 in favor of the Golden Lions.
4:18 left in the period. This puck knocked out to McNair. Are now approaching the 4-minute mark, no score. Here is McNair, Jackson McNair, low shot, hit a stick. Andolina going to keep it alive. Good play there by Andolina. Dump that puck back in.
Yeah, now it's a Colts struggling to get the puck out of their own end. Greensburg-Salem on the move.
Centering pass, and one went to nobody. Stevenson after, that's Caleb Stevenson. Down the left wing is Vaughn. Vaughn shot one towards the cage. Hit a stick and trickles to the corner.
Yeah, luckily it hit that stick, Josh, because Paris had a terribly late reaction to that.
Dumped down the near side. It'll go behind the net. Getting over to it is Cullen Carney. Carney out into the center of the rink. 3:15 left in this first period. Icing waved off. He's going back for it as Weiss. He'll bank it around to the far side. And a good little outlet there to Mazzarini. Mazzarini turns and puts one wide of the cage. Side of the net. Carney in after it. Comes back out. He's looking at Cole McNair. He had his neck protector had come undone. It was sort of flowing behind him like a ponytail in the breeze. See, I don't think number 4 is a female player, and I don't think he has long hair.
Yeah, we'll just call it an equipment malfunction.
He's going to go get that fixed on the bench, though. It's all the way back down into Char Valley's end. 2:15 left, and Gillis nearly had the intercept. Now it's back out. Look out the other way. Down the right side is Thompson. High shot, just misses. Now Storr getting tied up with Gillis.
Yeah, a little extracurricular activity there right in front of us. No call.
Right in front of the official, too, no less. Now a big collision as McNair ran a man over. That was Storr again. All sorts of bodies flying around here. Minute 45 left in this first period. Still scoreless between Greensburg-Salem and Chartiers Valley. Out towards the front of the cage, not able to corral it was Matthew Storr. Has 5 goals on the year. Now Zolek back with it. Zolek feeds it across and had Ent right there and just couldn't bang it in. Pass it. Back is Storr with it. Into the left circle. Low shot misses. Ent trips up. Steed gonna poke it ahead and clear it all the way back down. That'll go for icing with 104 left in this first period.
Yeah, Josh, good flurry from both teams on each end. It's good scoring opportunities from the Colts and the Golden Lions, but still nothing. Shots on goal, still 5 apiece. Feels like though they've really picked up the pace as this first period is drawing to a close.
High shot misses.
And really, Parise has been out of position quite a bit here toward the tail end of the first period, but the Colts can't put a shot on him. They keep missing the net wide.
Kramer turns around and just pokes it ahead. 2 players collide, pushing and shoving. Andalina got hit from behind, but taking the worst of that by far was Jackson Fodor. Now it's the front of the cage, not able to control it though. He's Char Valley. It's poked out of there. Play back on, hit a knee on the way through. This Caleb Stevenson right at the front of the net. Turn around, it comes right to Vaughn, and now still free in the blue paint. The whistle blows, nets off the mooring. A couple of good looks for Char Valley right there. Just could not come up with it with 13 seconds to go in this first period.
Yeah, give Parise credit. He was all over the place, but really the Colts, Vaughn specifically, gave himself kind of a hand pass and had the puck right in front of Parise, but just couldn't put it in. Great opportunity for Vaughn, though, but good recovery from Parise on that.
Mazzarini will take the draw for Char Valley against Adelina. Now back with it is Tristan Moyer. Low shot, save made right at the horn. That takes us to the end of a scoreless, penalty-free first period between Greensburg-Salem and Chartiers Valley right here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Hi, this is Josh Rowntree with the new Trib Live High School Sports Network's PIHL Power Play Show. This winter, myself and the coach, Kevin Zlomansky, will bring you the most comprehensive coverage of high school hockey in Western PA. Hey, Kevin, any suggestions on how we can pull it off?
We're not goons. We're not bullies. No matter what people say or do, we have to be ourselves.
Okay. Well, word is that you've been letting success go to your head a bit.
Okay, what I do is none of your business. Is that clear?
This should be a fun season. It's the PIHL Power Play Show every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on the new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Own your piece of hockey history with a Penguins game-used jersey. Visit J&J Distributing at www.jjdistributing.biz and check out one of their largest selections of Penguins game-worn jerseys from your favorite Pens, past and present, or call 724-752-1556. J&J Distributing buys, sells, and trades some of hockey's most prized possessions, including the Penguins game-worn jerseys, Penguins practice jerseys, minor league jerseys, and new and game-used equipment. Browse their inventory today at www.jjdistributing.biz.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster.
We're going to need to check
injuries.
the levels too
Fact
here.
is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
Hit the ice at Mount Lebanon Ice Center, offering the most comprehensive instructional programs in the area, including hockey, figure skating, and learn to skate classes for all ages and ability levels. Classes start soon along with senior and developmental hockey leagues. Mount Lebanon Ice Center also hosts Friday night teen skates and Friday after school skates for younger children. Birthday party packages also available. Mount Lebanon Ice Center, serving the South Hills for more than 35 years. Call 412-561-4363 or go to mountlebanon.org.
Back here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, along with Rennie Detore, I'm Josh Rowntree. No score after one period between Chartiers Valley and Greensburg-Salem. Shots 7-all after the first period. No penalties either. And a big collision at the front of the cage, and now player scrambling for it. Comes down the left wing. Here's McNair. McNair feeds one across, and
good attempt on that centering pass.
Yeah, hit a leg on the way through, it looked like.
Sweeney almost got to it. Colts now send it all the way back down the ice.
There's Gillis. Gillis turns and flings one in. Adelina in after it.
Gillis had a good scoring opportunity, Josh, in the first period. Was not able to cash in. Had a nice drag across the front of the net, but couldn't put it past the Colts goalie.
Back down the left wing, bringing it to the cage is Stevenson. Cameron Stevenson that time got a low shot off, and it's steered aside. Andalina. Off to Gillis. It's chipped up over the cage. Andalina still fighting after it. Comes out to Linderman. Linderman at the right point, going to bank one off the far side half boards around to the near side, and it's circled back out towards center ice. A puck stolen away, and walking in and getting a shot off was Luke Vaughn, but a good save made by Parise.
Yeah, Parise able to get that right blocker. That leg pad save, nicely done. Parise is such a hit or miss. He shows flashes of being really, really good. Then sometimes he'll just lose the puck in the lights. It's that momentary lapse he has, and you saw a little bit of that in the first period.
Puck chipped ahead. McNair couldn't handle it. That's Jackson McNair. Turning pass, and it's brought back to the near side to Vaughn. Left off, trying to come up with a big swing there was Trevor Stevenson, but he fanned on it. May have been because of a stick hitting him as well. Out to center ice. Nice little move there by Caleb Stevenson. Good shot off, pops up in the air, and the glove save back on it for Parise, who has stopped every shot that he has seen so far, as has his counterpart Joshua Griffith.
Yeah, 9 stops for Parise, and that one hit him in the right shoulder and actually kind of popped up in the air, and he caught it in his glove hand, so good presence of mind for Parise on that shot.
All right, 13:37 to go here in period number 2. Little delay on the line change here for Chartiers Valley. I'm not sure what the delay is, in fact.
Yeah, a little discussion with the Colts bench.
There is an official going into the penalty box and talking to one of the coaches from Greensburg-Salem.
Wait and see if there's a call.
There's a long discussion. Again, one of the officials is in a penalty box.
We can have a delayed penalty here.
We're also talking to the scorers table as well, and now one of the coaches is leaving. I believe I just heard officials timeout.
Yeah, still not quite sure exactly. We see a lot of people pointing. See one of the assistant coaches for the Golden Lions over.
The only thing I can think of is if there's some sort of issue with the net, maybe, that they need to fix. I mean, that's the only thing. Or maybe the bench area.
Well,
oh, you know what? It could be an issue with the door over there, too.
I see.
They may have not been able to close one of the bench doors.
Well, I know. I think skating over Michael Sedlak. He's whatever the issue is, a thumbs up from the referee. So it was.
I think maybe that on the boards over there, maybe the board came loose a little bit.
Yeah, there was something I think on the ice in front of the door that they had to get straightened out, but somebody's without a stick.
Big collision as Zolek got taken down by Trevor Stevenson, and now Jackson McNair back to it. He'll just bank it to the far side of the rink. Stouffer plays it geometrically off the boards, and a low shot on, and it's nearly behind Griffith on that shot by Zachary Solek. "13 minutes left in this second period. Again, no score, no penalties. In that first period, shots even 7-all. Really even and clean first period. Out to McNair. Jackson McNair dumps it down into the corner. Now coming through the slot on a backhand is Zolek. His shot misses. Now McNair. McNair feeds it out, and it's intercepted high slot, but then off the stick of Sedlak. That's McNair with it. Banks it over, and Daniel Phillips takes it. He'll just send it all the way back down, and that'll go for an icing. Well, Greensburg-Salem last year, 2-15-1. They missed the playoffs. Their 2 wins came against the same opponent, the Gateway Gators. They also tied the Norwin Knights. They lost their leading scorer, Ryan Collette. They have never won a Penn's Cup or an Open or D2 Cup. They were in the Open classification for a little while. This puck nearly chipped ahead by Storr, and then it comes to the side of the cage, trying to get the blocker down on it as Griffith, you will.
Steve did a nice job of keeping that in.
Both teams coming off a loss. 5-4, the loss to Blackhawk by Greensburg-Salem, their last time out. That was a week ago.
That was Blackhawk's first win of the season.
They are 1-7-1. Down the center of the ice and trying to get to it is Char Valley in the middle there, or excuse me, Greensburg-Salem, and Char Valley's goalie, and Griffith puts the stick on it. It's Nathan Kramer who is in there defensively. Out to Steed. Steed, low shot. Oh, I'm not sure Griffith saw that on the way through. And exiting is Stevenson. Cameron goes left wing with it. And that's Storr. Storr trying to get the puck off his stick, and it comes out left point, backhanded back in by Kramer. Near side, Jonah Falk. Lost it. Thompson banks it back for Chartiers Valley, and skating to it is Hunter Addison. A turning shot on the sweep through move, and not able to connect. The Chartiers Valley shots even, 9 apiece. As is the score. No score yet, and here's the game's first penalty.
See
tripping
what the call
call
is here. Tripping. I think both teams are really, Josh, content when they have the puck in the opponent's end is to get behind the goalie, try to do get the puck in a centering pass situation. But both goalies have played pretty well thus far, and the defense is in front of them as well. But we have our first power play of the night.
It's Trent Steed of Greensburg-Salem going off for the tripping call. Quickly off the draw, a shot on the net, and able to get down to it is Luke Parise. This power play for Char Valley, 13.5%, 13.5%, and the PK for Greensburg-Salem, 17.9. This is a shot through. That hit Sedlak coming through. It's cleared back down.
Boy, Griffith went out of his net to get that puck and quickly recovered because there was a good opportunity there for Greensburg-Salem to put one past an empty net. There's another lapse in judgment there from Griffith. Nothing wrong with coming out and trying to get it on a clear, but got to get back in net.
And falls into the end boards, and that'll allow Greensburg-Salem to fling it all the way back down. With it as Weiss, that puck taken over. Here they come short-handed, Greensburg-Salem. Solek tried to get rid of a shot, but that was sticked aside by Trevor Stevenson.
Half the power play gone already. Not much doing for the Colts. Golden Lions have done a nice job on this penalty kill.
And they had the one shot right off the face-off draw to start it.
That's been it.
Yeah. Mazzarini just bank it down. They'll try to get the forecheck working. McNair to chop it ahead. It's left off and a shot on, but hit a skate on the way through. Now a turning play back on again by Stevenson. Trevor Stevenson, side of the net. Penalty coming up.
It's going to be another one on Greensburg-Salem. So you see the Colts bringing on that extra attacker.
A lot of red jerseys on the ice now. There's a shot through traffic by Nathan Kramer. They're still on it. Now Thompson with it. Thompson left it off. Stevenson with it. Dances behind the cage. Cameron Stevenson gave it off and still not able to play it. No, they do play it.
Yeah, just touched it up. Did Greensburg-Salem. Cole McNair barely got a stick on it to get the whistle.
It's a cross check at the 10:50 or the 7:58 mark.
So Chartiers Valley goes from one power play expiring onto another one. So a fresh 2 minutes up there for the Colts.
I believe that is Brendan Linderman that went off. So no two-man advantage, but basically 4 straight minutes if they're not score of power play time. It is Linderman, 2 for cross-checking. A shot from the left point, hit a stick on the way through. Greensburg-Salem's doing a good job defensively of getting in shooting lanes. They're blocking a lot of shots, knocking pucks down. There's Sedlak, though, with a Sedlak low shot. Good save. Not much on it by Sedlak, and Parise able to cover up.
Yeah, that was actually a good save from Parise. He had trouble locating that puck. Had his own man in front of him. Recovered nicely in time, but again, to your point, Josh, not much on it. So once he did get a look at the puck, it was an easy save.
8.5 to go on the faceoff. Weiss with it. Drops it off. Sedlak. Sedlak shot on. They scramble for it, and able to get to it is Parise.
Yeah, good cover up there from Parise. And, you know, the Colts are putting shots on goal on these 2 power plays, but this, you know, that's just what that is. It's just, you know, throwing the puck toward the net and not really much other than that. Which I guess when it's 0-0, it's not a bad strategy, but.
Yeah. Gillis looked to clear it out. He had plenty of time and then rushed into it and was not able to get the puck out, but finally it does go.
Good block there again by Colin Carney. Sorry, Josh.
No, absolutely. You're right on it. Carney laying out for that. Now taking it is Nathan Kramer. Behind the net, trickles to the near side of the rink. 45 left on the power play. 7:45 in a scoreless second period. Now look out, here's a steal. Andolina in alone on a break, goes to the forehand, just misses the net wide. A turning play back on by Gillis, and that's intercepted. Here come the Colts back the other way. Sedlak going to leave it off for Cameron Stevenson from the left circle. Shot low, and that went through. It didn't hit anything, it looked like, on the way through, and just went wide.
And that shorthanded attempt from Andolina was made possible by Weiss whiffing on a shot from the blue line.
Char Valley looking for another penalty in the corner. It's stolen away by Sedlak. Sedlak on the backhand rebound attempt. Not able to get to it with Stevenson. Then it's sent behind the cages. Cameron Stevenson had a chance right on the doorstep after Sedlak intercepted. Now he's back on. It is Stevenson. Turning play and low shot. In there was Jack Singleton as well. Now another play towards the cage, and it went in. It found its way in. A turning shot by Trevor Stevenson.
Yeah,
Paris
never saw it.
Yeah, he never even went down. He just stayed upright and went right through the wickets into the back of the net.
Yeah, and you're right. That is Trevor Stevenson's first goal of the year. And after all that, some pretty nice saves from Paris and good defense from the Gold Lions, and a shot like that goes in. Again, just a turning shot, and Paris never saw it. His reaction was, what do you mean it went in? That's kind of the feeling when he looked up and he just threw both his hands up in the air like, what just happened?
That is, by the way, an even strength goal. Makes it 1-0 Colts. Solek. It's an unassisted goal. So the screen in front. Never seeing the puck, Luke Paris. 10 minutes gone here in the period. Here is Zolek. Shifted ahead, and with it is Fodor. Jackson Fodor, a lot of speed, gets free, low shot, rebound attempt, and oh my, wow. Terrific save by Paris.
Paris was all the way to his right. He slid all the way back to his left and kicked that puck out. Unbelievable save. Good recovery from the Gold Lions keeper.
Moyer and Trevor Stevenson collided, and now back with it is Caleb Stevenson.
This Gold Lions defense, Josh, has to really step up their play. They're starting to get a little sloppy in front of their goalkeeper.
And trying to clear it out, cannot. Well, the ice getting bad here too. The puck hopping a lot. And the skating a bit sluggish here for Greensburg-Salem. Again, not a lot of players on the bench really for either team here tonight. Neither team's particularly deep. With it is Cameron Stevenson, gave it off. Now he has it back. Centers one, good shot on, and it goes high. It looks like they're operating a power play out here with their puck possession.
Yeah, this is what's really ailed Greensburg-Salem for most of the year, Josh, is that inability on defense to get to bail out their goalkeeper, really, and here they come.
Back the other way, Tristan Moyer. Lost it. Good job there by Jackson McNair to step up and intercept. McNair skates it ahead, gets a hard check into the far side boards. McNair spinning around, the puck free. Look out, could be a 2-on-1. As they do finally get it ahead, walking in, low shot on by Mazzarini. And then tried to center it back across, could not do it.
Yeah, Paris did a nice job of cutting down that angle, too, on that attempt.
And they caught Linderman coming off the bench in a change. Nearly had a 2-on-none. Linderman just got on the ice in time to make it a 2-on-1.
Yeah, good effort from Linderman. If he was maybe a second behind, that would have been, to your point, a 2-on-0.
Here is Linderman, retreats back into his own defensive end. Gets it over to McNair. McNair, little touch pass ahead to Gillis. Gillis, low shot. Comes to the corner now. A centering attempt. It came back over to Andolina, but he couldn't get a stick on it. Turning shot again as Gillis was crashing hard, but that one scooted wide. Now another turn and a fire and score. And it's Andolina on the far side half boards. Almost the same exact thing we saw at the other end.
I was going to say, Josh, it's almost a mirror of the exact same shot that Chartiers Valley was able to score on. So we're tied up at 1-1, and both goalies have really had a lot of traffic in front of them, made some really good saves, but the 2 goals that have been let up were both just simple turnaround shots, and the goalies just lost the puck. Literally almost the identical shot on both ends.
We are even at 1 on the 6th goal of the year by Garrison Andolina. And they come back to it. So Gillis will get the assist. Look out, there's Gillis on the shot, and it's right into the Colts logo in the front of the jersey.
Yeah, good stop there by Griffith, but I think, Gillis had really a clear lane, Josh. I think he probably could have maneuvered a little bit closer to Griffith on that shot. Decides to just take the quick shot anyway, and an easy save for the Colts keeper.
There's Stouffer with it. Stouffer trying to turn Josiah Stouffer. Got tied up. So good answer by Greensburg-Salem. After giving up the goal, they come right back and score just a couple minutes later. Zolek with it. Banks it on ahead. Man fell down in front of the cage. That was Patrick Sweeney. Now skating on ahead is Trevor Stevenson. A lot of speed to the net on a backhand and a save made.
He's trying to get that to Trevor Stevenson.
Here's Sweeney with it.
Yeah, to your point earlier, it looks like both these teams have really slowed down as far as skate speed goes.
Yeah.
It's almost kind of like you're watching them in a bit like slow motion in certain points.
Oh, big collision through the neutral zone. Was going down was Zolek. He ran into Fodor. Whistle blows on the offside. Fodor not a very big guy out there. He got tangled up with Zolek, who has some decent size.
So tied 1-1 apiece, but shots clearly in favor of the Colts. They've moved ahead nicely, 17-10 shots on goal, and you kind of get that's been the feel in this second period that really Chartiers has dominated on both ends, but Greensburg-Salem was able to tie it up on a simple turnaround shot.
10-3 are the shots in the period, and here's one that finds its way in. And it's Andolina again.
That's a bad goal let up by Josh Griffith. He initially had it stopped. The puck just bounced a little bit on his glove side, right up over top of that left glove hand. So now 2-1 in favor of Greensburg-Salem. And to watch this second period, Josh, you wouldn't think that would be the result at the moment. Yeah. But again, just 2 really bad goals let up by Griffith. That second one in particular.
This one's sent back down, and icing will be the call. 2:14 left here. It's now 2-1. Last 2 goals coming from Garrison Andolina, who now has 7 on the year, team leading 7 goals.
Overtakes his teammate Gillis, who had 6 coming into this game.
Andolina going to take the draw. It's been the one guy, though, that's kind of consistently had maybe the most speed. It's an unassisted goal. Second unassisted goal of the night, in fact. It's this puck stumped back by Kramer. Now out with it comes Stevenson. They are 3-on-2. Stevenson shot on, and it's going to be corralled by Luke Parise.
Boy, Parise just loves to make it interesting on those shots. He just closes up that 5-hole in literally the last second. But again, nice work by him. Really has had a lot of traffic and a lot of shots on goal throughout these first 2 periods. We only have 1:50 left here in the second, but he's done a nice job.
This one backhanded with 1:45 to go in the period, and a hand pass is going to be the call here.
Of course, if you're Luke Parise, you faced 19 shots. That pretty much probably feels like a day off, given his season and how it's progressed.
I think one thing we're seeing is, this a pretty even matchup right now, these two teams.
Sure.
Obviously, both have had their struggles and are at the bottom half of the standings, but they're pretty evenly matched out here head-to-head. There's McNair with it. McNair got bumped. That's Cole McNair. He's in the corner. All sorts of pressure on Cole McNair. Tied up. Trying to get it free. Finally, it's brought on ahead. Stevenson going down after it. It'll go for icing. Well, it didn't really seem like Stevenson was going after that, did it?
Not really. No, I was just thinking in my head. That's exactly what I was processing.
It looked like he had a chance to get the puck, and he just kind of let it go for an icing. That's strange. Maybe just tired. Who knows? But
yeah, we talked about the depth issues from both these teams. So, again, we're finishing up here just a little over a minute to go in the second period. Could be a conditioning thing.
Both of these teams have not played in a week, as this one's down for icing. That said,
you're also halfway through the season, too.
Right, they're halfway through the season, and most players do play some sort of travel hockey as well. So from what I have heard is that guys that play travel hockey can play potentially 100 games in a year, which is
unreal.
A whole lot for a high school kid, I would think. I think that's a lot for anybody, but 100 games in a year, so it definitely takes a physical toll, the amount of hockey that you're playing. That doesn't even include the practices. Here's a puck that comes free. Good shot on. Rebound attempt by Moyer. Moyer had a couple of hacks at it. 40 seconds to play here in the period. Sedlak dumped it into his own bench and hit one of his teammates.
Referee going over to the Colts bench, asking the players to stay back a little bit.
Yeah, that said, I don't really think that was the issue there. I think the player was back. He just got a puck flipped right into the side of his head. But
yeah, saw the referee, I think, maybe just to be cautious on it and just kind of skate by and just give him the old stay back.
Sideline warning, if you will.
I think we're done with those now, right?
I think so, yeah. I think so. Saw one of them on Saturday in Hershey.
I'm sure. Along with the weather forecast warning, I'm sure.
The field in Hershey was wider than the rink in front of us tonight.
No doubt.
All the snow that came through for the state championships in football.
Well, there was a puck that was kept in by the official. Greensburg-Salem, though, quickly recovered and heads back there.
Andalina, long shot. You never know. And this one is collected by Griffith right at the second period horn. Well, 34 minutes in the books. 2-1 is the score. As that period featured all three goals. We are to the end of two here from Kirk Nevin Arena. As the score is Greensburg-Salem 2, Chartiers Valley 1. We'll be back in a bit right here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
AstroTurf, a pioneer in sports surfacing, proudly supports high school athletics. Visit one of their 280 fields in the tri-state area to see their cutting-edge technology. AstroTurf's focus on R&D enables them to provide innovative surfaces that protect athletes and stand the test of time. AstroTurf now propels performance with iconic turf fields and legendary Recor-Tan tracks. They manufacture, build, and maintain a full range of turf and track systems for total quality control. Learn more at astroturf.com.
For a weekly in-depth look at boys and girls high school basketball in the district, log on to the WPIHL Round Ball Report every Wednesday at 6 p.m. here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Join experts Chris Harlan, Sean Myers, and James Dotson for coaches' interviews and the latest hoops news around the WPIHL. Oh, and Don Rebel is back on the show as well. That's the WPIHL Round Ball Report, Wednesday at 6 p.m. here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveYou.
Carlo University is a proud sponsor of the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
While the weather outside may be frightful, the winter high school sports is delightful. That's here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Log on to the Trib, hssn.triblive.com for weekly audio and video coverage of boys and girls high school basketball, WPIAL wrestling, and PIHL high school hockey. The warmth and the glow of the winter sports season may be heard daily on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC. The official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
Trib Live has a little something for everyone. Sports from high school to the pros. News from across the street and around the world. Arts and entertainment, lifestyles, opinion, weather, photo galleries, video. You can even find your next job, house, and car. So look alive, Pittsburgh, and get the news you want and information you need all in one place. TribLive.com. TribLive.com. News and more 24/7.
Back here at Kirk Nevin Arena, along with Rennie Detore, I'm Josh Rowntree, as we are through 2 periods, and it is 2-1. Greensburg-Salem leading Chartiers Valley. No scoring in the first period. In the second, a pair of penalties at the start. Both of them would be killed. Both were against Greensburg-Salem, but Char Valley not able to capitalize on the power plays. But right after their second power play would end, Trevor Stevenson would get on the board, kind of an innocent-looking turning shot. And not even going down to the ice was the Greensburg-Salem goalie, Luke Parise, and it would find its way through into the back of the net. That made it 1-0 Chartiers Valley at the 10:13 mark. But Greensburg-Salem, they would answer back just under 3 minutes later. Garrison Andalina would get his first. It would be set up by James Gillis, and it would even it at 1. Almost the same exact play, just an innocent-looking turning shot from the right side. And then Andalina, another one that maybe should have been saved by Joshua Griffith as he comes down the left side, and an unassisted goal went low, hit off the stick, popped up over the stick of the goaltender in Griffith, and found its way into the back of the net to make it 2-1. 2 goals in a minute and 30-second stretch, and that made it 2-1 Greensburg-Salem. That's where we stand after 2 periods, and the shots now standing 19-13 in favor of Chartiers Valley. In that period, 12-6 the shot differential, but Rennie, Greensburg-Salem getting 2 goals, Char Valley just the 1.
Yeah, I mean, again, you look at the numbers, 2 power plays for Chartiers Valley. They lead in shots on goal. Really, if you watch the second period and didn't pay attention to the score, you would think the Colts would be really in the driver's seat as we head into the third period, but not the case. Again, just a couple back-to-back goals from Greensburg-Salem, up 2-1. And to your point, I'm sure Josh Griffith would like to have both of those back. But particularly that second one, that position, you really have to be on point and focused all the time. And he took his eye off the puck for just a second. It bounced right into the net past him. So, we'll see how the Colts respond. I feel like in the second period, they were the more aggressive team. But I also thought the Golden Lions did a nice job defensively to give their goalkeeper, Parise, some help, which he really hasn't had for much of the season.
Well, looking at the Class A field right now, the standings, Bishop McCourt and Meadville both at 9-0 right now, off to really terrific starts. Those 2 programs, Meadville, of course, making the move from Division II to Class A, and it's been seamless, that transition, really, as they had desires at the end of last year, talking to their head coach, Jamie Plunkett. They wanted to become what is known as a pure team and get away from the D2 ranks, and they were able to do that, and they have been really, really solid here at the start of the year, the 9-0 start. Bishop McCourt, really a great year as well with Coach Bradley there. They have looked very strong in the early going. And West Allegheny follows 8-2 at 16 points. South Fayette and Westmont Hilltop both with 15. Thomas Jefferson, 14 points. Indiana and Norwin each with 12 points, as well as Sewickley Academy. Nice story, Sewickley Academy is still somewhat of a newer program, and they're off to a nice 6-3 start. Deer Lakes, Kiski, and South Park, all 10 points. Wheeling Catholic with 9. Fox Chapel, 7. And then 4 teams with 4 points. Blackhawks, Chartiers Valley, Freeport, Wheeling Park. So the Char Valley team standing at 4 points. Then Greensburg Central Catholic and Greensburg-Salem. Greensburg Central Catholic with 3 points. Greensburg-Salem with 2. And Beaver has yet to get a point this season. They are 0-9 to start the year. But you look at this field, obviously McCourt and Meadville look like the teams to beat right now. But I think this Class A field is pretty deep.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at the quick glance of the standings, and I could definitely agree with that. You know, just based on the success of Bishop McCourt and Meadville, and going down the list, it's very deep field. West Allegheny, South Fayette, Westmont Hilltop. So, you know, really any of those teams are capable of making a move. You know, in this this varsity A. So again, you know, when we turn our attentions though to the teams in front of us, Chartiers Valley and Greensburg-Salem, again, you know. Just trying to, you know, right the ship, you know, get a win, get out of here with a victory. Greensburg-Salem now 1 period away from notching their second victory of the season. And, you know, again, it's a growing experience, a learning experience for the Golden Lions. And, you know, again, same thing for the Colts. But, you know, Greensburg-Salem has persevered and, you know, find themselves in the lead 2-1, and we'll see if they can hang on to it.
Again, the goals, 2 of them by Garrison and Alina. In response to the goal by Trevor Stevenson, has it 2-1 after 2 periods of play. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll bring you period number 3 here from Kirk Nevin Arena in Greensburg. The score, Greensburg-Salem 2, Chartiers Valley 1, right here on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
Hi, this is Josh Rowntree with the new Trib Live High School Sports Network's PIHL Power Play Show. This winter, myself and the coach, Kevin Zlemansky, will bring you the most comprehensive coverage of high school hockey in Western PA. Hey, Kevin, any suggestions on how we can pull it off?
We're not goons. We're not bullies. No matter what people say or do, we have to be ourselves.
Okay. Well, word is that you've been letting success go to your head a bit.
Hey, what I do is none of your business. Is that clear?
This should be a fun season. It's the PIHL Power Play Show every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock on the new Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
People ask what drives me. It's the respect I have for my opponents, the trust I have in my teammates, a coach who treats me with dignity, and a university that has faith in me on and off the field. That's what keeps me focused, why I practice harder, play my heart out. I play to win. I play for Carlo. Tell us your story using #WhatDriveSYou.
Carlo University is a proud sponsor of the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
AstroTurf, a pioneer in sports surfacing, proudly supports high school athletics. Visit one of their 280 fields in the tri-state area to see their cutting-edge technology. AstroTurf's focus on R&D enables them to provide innovative surfaces that protect athletes and stand the test of time. AstroTurf now propels performance with iconic turf fields and legendary Recordtan tracks. They manufacture, build, and maintain a full range of turf and track systems for total quality control. Learn more at astroturf.com.
Check out the new Trib Live High School Sports Network on social media this season for breaking news, scores, pictures, videos, links to our articles, and more. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram under the handle Trib Live HSSN. Get in the conversation on Facebook at facebook.com/TribLiveHSSN. And on our YouTube channel, you can find thousands of interviews with local student athletes and coaches, plus highlights and full games. The spot for Western Pennsylvania high school sports on social media this season is the new Trib Live High School Sports Network. Hi, this is Josh Rowntree with the new Trib Live High School Sports Network's PIHL Power Play Show. This winter,
Own your piece of hockey history with a Penguins game-used jersey. Visit J&J Distributing at www.jjdistributing.biz and check out one of their largest selections of Penguins game-worn jerseys from your favorite Pens past and present, or call 724-752-1556. J&J Distributing buys, sells, and trades some of hockey's most prized possessions, including the Penguins game-worn jerseys, Penguins practice jerseys, minor league jerseys, and new and game-used equipment. Browse their inventory today at www.jjdistributing.biz.
Along with Rennie Detore, I'm Josh Rowntree here in Greensburg, as Greensburg-Salem leads Chartiers Valley 2-1 after 2 periods. Rennie, keys to this 3rd period.
Well, I mean, I think if you're Greensburg-Salem, a 2-1 lead is not anything you can really sit back and just kind of let the game play out. I don't know about you, Josh, but when I see the shots and the puck in front of both of these goalkeepers, I'm uneasy for both teams. So I think if you're Greensburg-Salem, you need to continue to focus on playing good defense in front of your goalkeeper. I mean, Parise has shown signs of being brilliant tonight. He's also shown quite a few mental lapses that really have yet to bite him thus far through 2 periods. So if I'm Greensburg-Salem, I want to continue to play strong in front of my goalkeeper. If I'm the Colts, I feel good about where we were in the 2nd period. The score doesn't reflect that. Keep being aggressive with the puck.
All right, so fresh sheet of ice and 17 new minutes on the clock. Just
Not to mention
penalties.
Carry On My Wayward Son playing as we start the 3rd. It's never a bad thing.
Fresh ice and Carry On My Wayward Son. It's nothing better. And with that fresh ice, here comes Chartiers Valley. Store bringing it in, tries to get it to the backhand. Good defensive play made at the last second there by Linderman. Linderman now tries to bank it around, and the puck skips high behind the net. Boy, I'm not sure that Parise saw that puck. It just floated right over his head. Phillips pushes one forward, and now Sedlak with it in the corner. Look to center. Stick went flying, and Phillips pinches down on it. Lets one go behind the net, and Store going to go chase it down in the corner. Leaving it off is Matthew Store. Right side, shot on, and a good save made by Parise. One of his cleaner looking saves of the night on a hard shot from the right point. Behind the net is Stevenson. Cameron Stevenson delays. Greensburg-Salem struggling to get the puck out.
And this is what you don't want to do if you're the Golden Lions, is struggle on defense early on in the 3rd period.
High shot, shoulder down by Parise. And now a puck, I believe, made its way into the Greensburg-Salem bench with 15:41 left in regulation. Again, this is the first of a doubleheader here tonight. We'll have the 2nd game for you. Hempfield taking on Mars. Both teams with sort of even spots in the standings. 11 points for Hempfield. Mars with 10 in the AA field. Looking forward to that one. Always good to see those 2 head coaches as well, and Steve Myers and Dennis Zaravica. Sedlak going to leave it off along the goal line. Gillis tried to center one out. He had a little bit of room and passed it to nobody. Now chasing it back is McNair.
Yeah, but I like the Colts again. They come out after that 2nd period, flying all over the place, being very aggressive, trying to get back into this and tie it up.
These 2 teams combine to average about 13 goals against a game. But right now only 3. Here's a low shot. Gillis put it on net, and Griffith with the save. I think Griffith's played fairly well tonight. I think same thing at the other end too. Some big saves made. Griffith, a couple of them maybe that he would like to have back. The one you can maybe understand just doesn't see the puck on the way through.
Yeah.
The second one I think is probably one that he would certainly like to have another crack at.
Yeah, I mean, he just took his eyes off of the puck and certainly paid for the ultimate price, giving up that go-ahead goal for the Golden Lions. And, on the other end, Parise, I mean, you look, again, we talked about in the onset, his goals against average is almost 8. He's only given up 1, and he's had some really nice saves, including one where he went all the way from his right to left and slid and kicked the puck away. It was a surefire open net for the Colts, but he turned them away. But he's also had moments, Josh, where he's looking around like he doesn't know where the puck is.
Right. Sweeney drops this one in. It's sticked up and into the catching mitt, but then released quickly by Griffith. Puck pops up in the air, and it's sent back to the far side.
I really think this game for the Colts, Josh, will be decided with how well Greensburg-Salem plays on defense, because that's really been their Achilles heel. They've lost a lot of close games because of that defensive unit.
McNair stops on a dime behind his own net. Getting the business, though, from Luke Thompson is all over him. Man dropped to the ice, going down hard with Singleton. He gets up to his skates slowly. Thompson takes it over. Thompson just going to dump it back down. Gain the red line, no icing on the play, under 14 to go here in regulation. Now the puck stolen away, and walking in and tying the game is Cameron Stevenson. A point-blank turnover. Stevenson went in on the backhand, then went to the forehand and tucked it right around the goaltender in Paris.
Yeah, we talked about defensively, Greensburg-Salem cannot get sloppy, and that's exactly what that was. And again, you know, the Colts have been very aggressive throughout the entire second period and early on. And right now, Greensburg-Salem looks like they're really on their heels. So right now, to me, Chartiers Valley, if you believe in momentum, they have it.
Unassisted goal, of course, after the point-blank turnover. And two of the Stevensons have now scored in this game. As now a whistle behind the play. Is the net off, or do we have a penalty here? Two players were tied up. I think maybe the net was off. They're just going to bring the face-off out.
Yeah, I think you're right.
So the goal by Cameron Stevenson ties this game up. Both Char Valley goals tonight unassisted. And back with it is Stevenson. Big shot on, good save made by Griffith.
Yeah, nice job by Paris to cover that up quickly. There's a lot of traffic around the net generated by Chartiers Valley. But really, Josh, again, this third period is just basically an extension of that second period for the Colts.
Face-off one back, and their offside is not able to keep it in the attacking zone as Nathan Kramer. Jackson McNair will walk it out. It's close, but looked like it did go over the blue line. They skate back down after it. This is Carney. Now centering pass. Oh, what a kick save by Paris.
Unbelievable.
Maybe his best of the night. Now a shot from the right point, hit a skate on the way through and goes to the corner.
He's had two really unbelievable saves, has Paris, down on the other end in the second period. Two goals would have been easily for Chartiers Valley, if not for Paris's two saves.
Well, it just does not look like a guy with a goals against at 760 coming into tonight. Looks like that's going to improve, though, in this game for sure. Here is Jackson McNair, big check as he tried to get a shot off. Now McNair going to skate to get back defensively. He lays a shoulder into the player that hit him. Here's Zolek with it. Zolek trying to dance around the defender. Fodor tied him up. Under 12 to play here in regulation. Tied at 2.
And really, Josh, you see the Colts kind of pulling away on that shots on goal. 25-14 in favor of Chartiers Valley against the Golden Lions. And really, Greensburg-Salem has not done much offensively in this third period at all. They have one shot on goal.
Carney dumps it on ahead. Now it's brought back near side. And with it in stride is Caleb Stevenson. Stevenson without a goal to this point. Always interesting hockey rosters. So many times you see brothers, multiple Sedlaks out there as well, though we have not seen Matthew Sedlak in this game. He is on the roster. A turning shot from the left side. That's the exact kind of play we have seen 2 goals scored on.
Absolutely.
The half boards, just a little turning play on that got by the goalie.
But you see this again here, that Greensburg-Salem, they cannot get anything generated offensively. They can barely get the puck cleared out of their own end. They're struggling badly with that right now here in the third.
Carney slow to get it away, too. Luckily, it wasn't intercepted for Greensburg-Salem. Here is Carney dishing one up the ice. It goes all the way on goal. Shots now 25-14.
Yeah, the Colts have really opened it up.
6-1 in the period. Well, 6-2 is that does register as a shot on goal. That long attempt down the ice by Kearney. So,
and that's really been the two shots that the Golden Lions have put on net. Just two really long shots and really no danger of anything in the way of a good attempt. Good opportunity as Parise covers up on a similar play.
His glove down. Well, Parise on the year has played every minute for Greensburg-Salem in net. Save percentage, maybe you understand you look at this team on paper and you think, okay, well, the goaltending has been a big issue, but then you see him tonight playing as well as you think, okay, maybe it's just the defense that's the issue, and I think it's probably somewhere in the middle, probably a combination of the two, where it's maybe just inconsistencies in both the defense and the goaltending.
Yeah, the first thing that John McNair said to us,
look out, is an attempt on net,
good
just
shot.
Missing wide was Hunter Addison.
John McNair said to us the same thing, Josh. The Parise has been solid and also missed a lot in the way of, as he closes up there.
Yeah, Cameron Stevenson, the little redirect in front.
He's been incredibly solid and made some amazing saves throughout the year, but he's also kind of had some mental lapses, and you've seen a little bit of that as advertised here tonight. But his defense in front of him, particularly in this third period, has not done him any favors.
Face off to the left circle. Linderman got bumped and reverses it far side for Tristan Moyer. Under 10 to play. Still 2-2. Puck up ahead. It's loose in front and a turnaround shot, and it goes in.
I was just going to say, you just have that uneasy feeling when you watch Chartiers Valley and how much they're generating in front of Parise that they're going to put one in, and that's exactly what happened.
That goal is the second for Trevor Stevenson. He's right at the side of the net and just wrapped around on the backhand and put it back into the cage after that scramble.
Yeah, and really, honestly, Josh, not much on that backhand, just good positioning from Trevor Stevenson. And here they come again. Do the Colts.
So 3-2.
We talked at the onset of this third period that Golden Lions, that defense was going to make or break them in this third period. And so far, it looks pretty broken with two straight goals for the Colts.
The assists went to Caleb Stevenson and Jackson Fodor.
Well, at least a non-Stevenson got in on some scoring.
First time tonight.
No, you don't see that happen often.
And Kramer just
kind of fell down.
See it on the right side of your screen, just sort of standing there, lost it. That's what I look like on skates. It's not probably what a hockey player should look like.
Yeah, I'm the same there. If you put me out on skates and you just push me one time, I'll probably go for a few, maybe like a foot, and then I'm down.
There's a shot that goes high into the netting. It's you always see that sometimes where guys, you see it sometimes in the NHL on the face-off, they'll be leaning on their stick and the stick just breaks and they just sort of in slow motion face plant down onto the ice. That's kind of one of those funny things that happens from time to time where guys look far from the pros that they actually are at skating.
Yeah. I mean, when I take a tumble, I mean, it just, to me, it's par for the course. It's, I laugh all the time. I just tell them to just sweep me to the corner and just keep with the family night skate. It's all good.
Face off one, and good shot on net by Gillis that was steered aside. Gillis again trying to knife one through traffic, and it's taken back out. My Chartiers Valley all the way down for Sedlak, but it's an icing. By the way, I'm sure you've heard the spot for it if you've been watching tonight, but the PIHL Power Play Show Wednesday night, myself and Kevin Zolmansky will have a coaching guest and a player guest to be decided. Don't have that officially yet, but hopefully we will be locking that down tomorrow. And then Wednesday night, 8 o'clock on the new Trib Live High School Sports Network. She caught up on the week that was in the PIHL. Here's a shot on the net by Storer. Now coming back with it is Linderman. Off to Gillis. Gillis, low shot. Oh, they tried to get it through, but a nice defensive play made, and that comes back the other way. Here's Sedlak with Carney back after him. Good play by Carney. Now a centering attempt, and they score.
Wow.
Boy, how did that puck get to the front of the net? I'm not sure, but it ended up there, and it was finders, keepers right on the doorstep for Matthew Storer.
Yeah, again, a little bit of activity behind the net, and Parise got caught up in that centering pass. Never really saw it and stored it. Wasted no time. Put it right past Parise. So again, now a 2-goal lead for the first time tonight for either team.
And
as the Colts go up 4-2.
3 goals in the period for Chartiers Valley.
More importantly, Josh, for the Colts, the shots on goal just keep adding up, and that's an easy way to predict how the third period is going to play out. The more shots you put on, the better chance you have of scoring, and that's what the Colts have done. And really, again, I said it in the onset of the third period, for keys to success for Greensburg-Salem, that defense had to show up, and it's been very porous. Could end up costing them this game.
Sedlak gets the lone assist. Just over 7 to play. It's now 4-2 Chartiers Valley. They have scored the last 3 and have taken control in this period. Maybe being rewarded for, we talked about the shots on goal, Rennie, starting to be rewarded for some of that effort by hitting the back of the net. Here's McNair trying to chip one forward. Now a turning shot and a good glove save made by Joshua Griffith. We should note, too, that they have Char Valley 3 different goaltenders this year. Griffith has actually played the second most minutes, so he is the number 2 goalie, really, from what they've had so far this year. Brandon Edwards has played the most, but the numbers have not been kind to Edwards. 0-5 on the year with a .676 goals against average. .415 the goals against coming in for Griffith. They also have Alex Stoker, too, who's 1-on-1 on the year with a 4 flat goals against average, 102 minutes played for Stoker. So they have a trio of netminders, but I think Griffith tonight has proven that he can come out and play pretty tough. It's let up a couple, but I'm sure he would like back. But for the most part, it's made some pretty good saves.
Yeah, I mean, Griffith has played well. I think it helps, too, when you don't really, for most of the second period, Josh, in the third, has not really seen a whole lot of good quality shots on goal. I mean, that certainly helps.
Gillis is going to go off for a penalty here. I did not see what it was. It was right on the draw. Could have been a slash. Yeah, it was. It was right off the faceoff draw. A slash was called at the 10:21 mark.
And, I understand he's frustrated as he takes his gloves off and slams into the ground in the penalty box. But, your team's down 4-2. You're one of the leaders on this team. That's really not the best time to take that kind of a penalty. I understand he's frustrated, but
I think maybe frustrated with himself because he didn't argue it at all.
No,
he
just
put
skated
his head down
over.
And skated right off.
You're right, exactly right. So, right now with power play, Chartiers Valley has a chance to really open this one up and maybe put it away. They can put another one on the board.
Should know too, Chartiers Valley has not taken a penalty in this game. Here's a good backhander that misses just wide. Nice attempt by Vaughn.
This is the third power play for the Colts. Again, we mentioned in that second period, they had back-to-back one-man advantages, but came up empty, so 0 for 2 on the power play. Ironically enough, scored shortly after that second power play for the first goal of the game.
Weiss got a good shoulder check by Jackson McNair, and it's going to be swatted back down the ice.
When this power play is over, Greensburg-Salem still down 2 goals, Josh. Only have about 4.5 minutes left in this game. So not only is it important to kill this off, but, maybe look for some advantage, maybe that shorthanded advantage or at least a shot or an attempt.
Here is McNair with it. McNair down the right side, brings it in shorthanded. Centers one across and tipped out of there. Big collision. We're right in front of the Greensburg-Salem bench. Kicked away and just blasting one is Cole McNair to the near side, but
couldn't
doesn't
get it
come out. Stevenson shot, hit a stick on the way through, then a centering attempt and a goal. Boy, Stevenson, it was Caleb Stevenson who set it up after the puck hit a stick, and it skated right across
And you see Linderman and Andalina just, kind of jawing with each other a little bit, obviously frustrated. And that's another example of that, trying to kill this penalty off, trying to clear the puck. Boy, and Gillis is hot.
It looked like it was Mazzarini who was on the doorstep there that poked it in after it was redirected by Stevenson. We'll wait and get the official call, but I believe Mazzarini is the one that jammed that puck home.
Yeah, I think you're right. And, again, that defense for the Golden Lions really cost them. They, thought the puck, it was like a quick, behind the back of the net, tried to clear it out, thought it was cleared out. Everybody kind of just stopped for Greensburg-Salem, and, the Colts kept playing. They put their 4th goal of this period. Hard to believe, Josh, we were just talking about Greensburg-Salem leading 2-1.
Yeah.
After 2.
It is the 2nd goal of the year for Andrew Mazzarini. It is a power play goal, and 2 of the Stevensons get assists. Caleb Stevenson and Cameron Stevenson. This one high and having to shoulder that one down, put back on the net as Parise struggling in there. Char Valley taking over here in the period. They have scored 4 goals here in this period. 11-minute and 56-second stretch, 4 goals for them. Gillis trying to get in after it.
You talk about James Gillis coming into this game, leading the team in goals, one of the leaders, but he's had a relatively quiet night. A couple shots on goal. Of course, the penalty. Other than that, just not much doing for Gillis.
Low shot by Sedlak. Steered aside. After the game, we'll have the Trib Live 3 stars of the game. Good chance you hear the name Stevenson in there. Here's Andalina. Could hear his name in there as well. He has both Greensburg-Salem goals here tonight.
Yeah, the safe bet would be on the Stevenson thing, though.
I'd say so. Now look out. Here comes Storer trying to get on the list. Storer down the left wing, shot high.
Try to go up over that glove hand of Parise, but good job. You kind of can see, Josh, as this 3rd period's played out, we talked about Parise and having that goals against average of almost 8. Right. He's technically given up 5, but, I think he's played well, and that's kind of the same sentiment the coaching staff gave about him. He plays well, he plays hard, but his defense in front of him breaks down. And we watched it play out here in the 3rd period. Greensburg-Salem leading 2-1 and just completely fell apart.
Timeout taken by Greensburg-Salem. Will step aside as well. 3:11 left here in this 3rd period. 5-2, Chartiers Valley in the lead on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
The team at UPMC Sports Medicine doesn't just rebuild wrists and knees. They build better athletes. Athletes at every level who want to get stronger and faster and prevent injuries. Fact is, no other sports medicine program in the region is more experienced when it comes to treating, training, and inspiring athletes. UPMC, the official healthcare provider of the Penguins, Steelers, and you. Find out more at upmcsportsmedicine.com.
So far, for Chartiers Valley, Trevor Stevenson, 2 goals. Cameron Stevenson, a goal and an assist. Caleb Stevenson with 2 assists. So the three Stevensons all with 2-point nights so far. Garrison Andalina on the other side has a 2-point night for Greensburg-Salem. 5-2 is the score. 3:11 left here after the timeout taken by the Golden Lions and John McNair. You've seen, though, I thought through the first 2 periods, I'm thinking, how is this a team that gives up as many goals per game as they do? It's over 7, but I think here in the 3rd, maybe you've seen why. They've just been kind of sluggish, I thought, really since the midway point of the 2nd period on. They've just kind of been sluggish skating, and maybe that's to be expected with a short bench, but they have just not looked to have the same jump as they did early on.
Yeah, and it's not as if Chartiers Valley, it's not as if their bench, Josh, is overflowing with players either.
Right.
They're kind of in the same boat to some degree, but definitely playing with much more with vigor and enthusiasm in that 2nd period, right, and coming out in the 3rd. And, again, just the Greensburg-Salem, they'll have to take another loss here, obviously, but what comes of it, again, is the same pattern they've had all season. It's just the defensive breakdown.
So 2:30 left. I think Gillis got thrown out of the game.
He did, actually. He walked past us and
not happy.
Heading to the locker room, certainly not happy. We leave it at that, and his night is over early.
I did not see him go off, but I guess during a break there, he was sent off. I don't know, maybe they'll have the penalty on the point streak site here in a moment, but that was sort of odd to see him come off the ice there. I did not see the
he was having conversation with his head coach, and then away he went. So I'm not sure if that was a coaching decision to just send him away.
So that
based on his demeanor and the frustration level and not wanting him out on the ice. Just speculating, but
so it could be that it was not a penalty and it was a coaching decision to remove him here. That one goes to the far side. It's banked up the far boards, and now this puck turned over. Taken away is Mazzarini, and a low shot and a save made off the skate, it looked like, of Parise.
Not an easy save to make either for Parise.
Mazzarini just going to dump it down in. 1:40 to play. And what's going to be win number 3 on the year for Chartiers Valley. Long pass ahead, missed by Tristan Moyer, and it'll go down for icing. Again, doubleheader tonight, around 9:15-ish, we'll say. It'll be Hempfield against Mars. Mars 5-5-0, Hempfield 5-2-0-1 on the year. The
should be a good
shootout loss.
It's always a good way to get out of being on time, by the way. Just put an ish at the end of everything. Like,
exactly.
when are you going to be here? 5-ish.
Yeah.
You show up at 6. Hey, I said it was an ish.
Here's Andalina down the right wing, walks in, looking for the hat trick, but a good save made by Griffith to preserve this 3-goal lead.
I can appreciate that from Andalina, too. He has 2 goals on the night, really has been the offense for Greensburg-Salem, still putting forth tremendous amount of effort. So good for him, despite staring down the hole of a 5-2 deficit.
Puck chipped out towards center ice. Storer gonna dump it behind the net. 1 minute to go in this Chartiers Valley win, unless something miraculous happens, of course.
Maybe if the goalie, if Griffith decides to skate off and they don't to replace him, then yes, perhaps.
Pretty strong effort for Chartiers Valley, who up next will take on Norwin. It'll be a home game for them. And that's going to be a week from tonight, a 7:10 start, as they play at the Mount Lebanon Ice Arena. Proud sponsors of the Trib Live High School Sports Network. And for Greensburg-Salem next, it'll be a road game in a week, 9 o'clock start at South Park. 40 seconds to play. This one banked off the side of the net. After the game, we'll bring you the scoring and the Trib Live 3 stars. It's like Griffith doesn't have his stick. Finally, he picks it up. Under 30 to go. Centering attempt. A long shot down. Getting in after it is Hunter Addison. Tie up behind the net. Coming away with it is Zolek. He'll float it down with 5 to go. Chartiers Valley, as the clock rolls down to 0, will celebrate win number 3 on this 2017-18 season. Very impressive third period. 4 goals in it by Chartiers Valley. Final shots on goal, 31-21. After that first period, shots on goal 24-14 after the first period, and the 4-0 differential in this final period leads to the 5-2 victory tonight for the Colts. Let's look at the scoring, and then we'll get you the 3 stars in this game. No scoring or penalties in the first period. A pair of penalties on Greensburg-Salem early in the second. They would both be killed, but right after the second one was killed, Trevor Stevenson on an innocent turning shot gets the puck into the back of the net. His goal made it 1-0. That would be his first of 2 in the game. And it didn't last long. Less than 3 minutes later, Garrison Andolina would tie it on a very similar type of play. A little turnaround shot from the half boards, tied the game 1-1. And then Andolina, a minute and a half later, would make it 2-1 on his second goal of the evening. An unassisted goal brought us to the end of 2 periods with a 2-1 score in favor of Greensburg-Salem. To the third we went, and that's where Chartiers Valley really took over. Less than 3.5 minutes in, they would tie it. Cameron Stevenson, the goal, would make it 2-2. And then Trevor Stevenson gets his second of the game. Caleb Stevenson and Jackson Fodor would set it up. Stevenson bangs home a shot at the side of the net, and that would push it to a 1-goal lead for Char Valley. That would end up being the game-winning goal, as about a minute and a half later, Matthew Storr would get set up by Michael Sedlak to make it 4-2. And then finally a power play goal would cap things off after Gillis went off for slashing. Andrew Mazzarini. The power play goal set up by Caleb Stevenson and Cameron Stevenson would make it 5-2. The final score here tonight. Let's take a look now at the Trib Live 3 stars of the game. The third star, I think maybe we're on the same page here. By all means, disagree with me. Garrison Andolina, the third star of the game. He had both of the goals. I mean, I think we could probably give all 3 Stevensons maybe in there, but
no,
I think
I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm with you with Garrison. I think he, again, after 2 periods, Greensburg-Salem was leading 2-1.
Right.
I mean, the score will not reflect the fact that the Golden Lions actually were, in control of this game after 2 periods, and the reason for that was Andolina. So, back-to-back goals, and yeah, absolutely should be the third star.
The number 2 star, Cameron Stevenson of Chartiers Valley, had a goal and an assist. Tip of the cap to Caleb Stevenson as well, but the number 1 star in this game, Trevor Stevenson, had his first 2 goals of the year, as only had 1 point coming in, but he ends up the number 1 star of this game, the 2-goal night, and that is your number 1 star of the game. So Garrison Andolina third, Cameron Stevenson second, Trevor Stevenson the number 1 star in this win. Final thoughts, Rennie, here from Kirk Nevin as we get ready for our next here in this doubleheader.
You hate to be right, but after that second period, Josh, we had talked about some keys for both teams, and, really it was for Chartiers Valley, continue to be aggressive, pick up where you left off in the second period. They did just that. They were rewarded with 4 goals for that effort. Conversely, after 2 periods, we said, the defense for Greensburg-Salem will make or break this game and determine the outcome. That's exactly what happened. Greensburg-Salem, very light defensively, did not do a good job of clearing the puck out. Of course, some frustration boiled over, a power play goal for the Colts. Kind of just fell apart for Greensburg-Salem. But again, that's kind of been the MO of the season, and we saw it play out.
Chartiers Valley now 3-7-0-0 on the year. They are now up to 6 points on the season, as they have now won 2 of 3 as well. For Greensburg-Salem, they drop to 1-10-0-0 on the year. They stay at 2 points this season, their 3rd straight loss here tonight. That'll do it for us. Thanks to Chelsea Rowntree working the camera. For Rennie Detore, I'm Josh Rowntree. Special tip of the cap to Sean Myers for coming through in a major way here tonight, helping us with this broadcast. And that'll do it for us here in Greensburg at Kirk Nevin, where the final score, Chartiers Valley 5, Greensburg-Salem 2. You heard it right here, as always, on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
You have been listening and watching PIHL High School Hockey on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, sponsored in part by UPMC Sports Medicine, by Carlow University, by Dollar Bank, by AstroTurf, by Chick-fil-A Robinson, by WQED, and by Trib Total Media. You can follow the PIHL High School Hockey season by logging on every day to www.tribhssn.triblive.com. The preceding has been a special presentation of the PIHL and Trib Live High School Sports Network.